Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut here with Bobby Atkins, and we are the Veterans Edition of Real Estate Jerky. Sometimes I lose my train of thought. I do so much.
Hey,
Or it's the
understandable.
old age, one of those two. Yeah.
Mine's just lack of sleep, man.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Mine is too. I don't care what time I go to bed. I still get up early.
What time do you get up?
5:30.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if I go to bed at 12:30, 10:30. I still get up at the same time.
Yeah. I know it cracks me up when people say like, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna sleep in on the weekends. I'm gonna sleep till like noon or
6.
1." I'm like, yeah, I'm like, no, my body just boop, it wakes up.
Yeah. Only time I can sleep past that is if I don't sleep until 4:00 in the morning. Then it's a little different. But then it's still the same amount of time.
I can say, what scenario are you not going to bed till 4 a.m, man?
I don't know. I'm just saying it could
Yeah.
happen. One day sometimes you like do something and you can't go to sleep because you had caffeine at like 4 or something. Wasn't planning. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I've had some really restless nights, man, like transactions,
Or stress about our because of our where we are right now, where we used to be. You never have to worry about major league paychecks, and then all of a sudden you have to start worrying about paychecks again. And it can give you some restless nights when you're a breadwinner kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to cry a river. But speaking of river, we've had a lot of rain.
Yeah, I know. It's funny, man. Like I thought for sure, since we had a really wet winter last year, that it was going to be dry, because that's normally like our cycle, right? Like we get like a ton of snow and rain, and then we start in our drought cycle for like 5 years. But
well, we are going to be in a drought.
Well, you mean just because they're letting everything flow out to the ocean?
Because there's no snow. I mean, the snow is okay. It's not like the snowpack. If I go to Cold Springs this week, I guarantee you it's all going to be gone, all the snow, because it was snow and then rain and then snow and rain. So unless you're high, and that's one of our issues, is there's not a huge amount of snowpack. You watch when we get closer, our snowpack is going to be too low than what we're used to, even though we had so much rain, but we're not catching it. Right. That's our complaint this whole time in California. We need to catch this rain. Southern California, their houses are starting to slide off mountains and stuff, the hills and stuff, because there's so much rain. But we're not catching any of it. It's going to the ocean. What a waste. Why can't we put some of the catchers, something in here to get this water so that we can use it instead of keep being in this situation where we're in a drought constantly?
Well, then what would the politicians run on next election cycle, right?
I don't know. Green. I don't know.
No, there's you got to have a problem, man.
I know. Well, that's why they want the fires and they want the other. They can keep getting federal funds, but I don't know. But the biggest thing I still see is it's going to take a while. We're not going to go. We're going to be an economy. So I can't even talk this morning, but I was, Fed Powell over the weekend was on 60 Minutes, and he said the same thing he said last week, which was don't expect a rate cut in March, and probably not until 6 months, like June, but definitely not in May. And that's what they keep saying, because the economy is doing so well still for some of the people.
Yeah, I'm gonna say for some of the people, but well, go ahead. I didn't want to.
No, that's it. I mean, that's where I'm at. And I keep, there's charts and surveys and all this, and a third of the people are still like, yeah, I love this president, I love everything about what's going on, this is amazing. Well, those people are wealthy Democrats, and I'm not knocking Democrats who are wealthy. I'm just saying that they, it's a different world, and I don't think people realize that the whole thing has changed. I don't care whether you're a Republican, Democrat, or independent. We're pretty much all in the middle, but the parties have definitely changed. The Democrats of the 40s and 50s and 60s are not the Democrats today.
No,
they are the Republicans today. Whether or not we like who our nominees are for president, because that's our only choices, it's still the party overall is different than it used to be.
For sure.
And I don't think people understand that or care to understand that. They're so busy dealing with everything they want to deal. They don't want to deal with this kind of stuff. Well, you need to deal with it, because it's going to affect you like you will never, ever understand if we can't make some changes coming up.
Yeah. Well, it's talking about parties, man. Since sports seasons, since Super Bowl's come up, right? It's like being a loyal fan to that team that has sucked for like the last 25 years, right? Like I've been a Cowboys fan since I was a kid, right?
I'm a Bronco fan. We've sucked too.
And I was gonna say, man, it's like, I'm sticking with my party. They may have really sucked and they keep sucking worse, but I'm gonna stick it out.
Well, I think what you should always do is vote your pocketbook. My grandfather told me that as a kid.
Yeah.
Always vote your pocketbook, period. If you do that, you'll always do well. The problem is people aren't doing that, because if they did, they'd realize they only had change in there because of this current. Yes, inflation's coming down overall, but the actual cost that everything went up to is not. It's just the amount of appreciation, more of inflation has come down, not the other. It's never going to go back to where we were. We're going to always pay more for these goods going forward.
And well, in shrinkflation, right? Like, yeah, the bag of chips is still $3.99, but it's half the size. I'm like, I can knock this out like with lunch. You know, this used to be like a family size.
This used to be like 5 servings. It's only 2 now.
Yeah.
Size of servings on this backside.
I went to the grocery store last night.
Congratulations. About time. Not leaving it for your wife to do. That's really nice of you.
I do.
I'm just messing.
I normally do the shopping, but I said, honey, from now on, we go to Winco every time, because I went to Save Mart. It was $98, man, for a bag of groceries. I'm like, who can do this? Ridiculous. There's nothing. Okay, I take that back. The only thing I've ever bought at Save Mart that was less than $5 was a Lunchable. It was $4.
Why the hell are you buying a Lunchable? It's cheaper to buy meat and cheese and make them lunch.
The kids feel special when they get them.
I know. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, this stuff's not going to change. Values of homes are not coming down. They're going to continue to go up.
Yeah.
I saw a whole thing about there's a thing in San Diego coming up for veterans to learn how to buy real estate and get passive income from it by using your VA loan. Be careful how they're asking you to do that. Now, you can use your VA loan to buy a duplex, triplex, fourplex. You just have to qualify for the whole thing. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
But they're talking, and I was talking about this before, it's anytime you put a word hack in front of something, it sounds like it's brand new and it's all over. And they're like, house hacking. We'll teach you how to house hack. This guy bought a house he was in the service and he was able to live off base. Well, there's the first thing right there. Single guy being able to live off base. That usually is an officer, right? Or an older NCO.
Yeah.
Not somebody who first. And so he's like, and so he bought the house and then he rented a room to a guy for what his what his mortgage payment was.
Yeah.
Because their BH, and it's like,
you got a roommate.
Right.
That's not hacking.
Well, that's how they're selling it. Like it's brand new.
Yeah.
Just like that thing you sent me the other day with that person saying how there's a VA joint loan that's been around forever, but people haven't used it, and people, where you can have somebody else on the loan, but it makes no sense because you got to put a 12.5% down payment, to 15%, depending on who's doing it.
Well, then why are you going to do VA, right?
Why? Because it sounded amazing. Like they knew a brand new program. It's not a brand new program. Yeah. That's like if you get something in the mail after you bought your house VA, and you get these things in your mail saying VA has a new program to refinance your house with lower rates. It's been around forever.
You're talking about the Earl, right?
Yes. But you'll see that type of stuff coming in the mail, and people go, "Oh, you can VA rates are so much lower." Yes, than other VA rates, but they're the same as FHA rates. And yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be negative. It's just be careful with what people tell you. We're trusting as veterans. We trust what people are telling us is the truth. And sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not. But these people who are marketing to you on TV, all that stuff, in order to pay for that, they got to make a lot of money. And I don't know if you know this. It's very expensive to advertise on TV.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, right. So they're making the money off the seminars, right? They're making
they're doing their stuff through Instagram. I'm talking about the other, if you watch the commercials during the Super Bowl and other places. Anybody who's anytime you see anything about I'm a retired veteran and I'm here to help you with our mortgage company. I'm not going to say what it is, but that's one of their commercials. And then they have somewhat a hot girl on there, so that attracts the guys. And basically they're saying they can do better. Well, if you look at their numbers versus a local person taking care of a veteran, night and day difference, meaning that they're way much higher because they got to charge more in order to sell on the TV. It's just how it works.
Yeah. Going back to the house hacking thing, every time, I mean, granted, it catches people's attention, right?
Dude, I had a viral video go viral 750,000 because the word had hack in it.
Yeah.
Keep going. I'm sorry.
No, now just give me an idea. I got to find some way to put hack in one of my videos.
It's just how it works. It's just on TikTok. If you want something to go viral on TikTok, put hack in the title.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Normally the house hack is having a roommate. Well, who wants a roommate?
Well, that's another thing is if you're most people who's trying to do this are married and they don't want somebody else in their house.
Awkward, right?
Okay. Or they're going to try to have kids and now they have a third bedroom and they're renting out. Yes, you can do that to afford the home. I know doctors who buy places and rent it to other doctors, other rooms to other doctors.
Yeah.
But when I want to be able to walk around naked if I want to, not have to worry about people in my house.
Sure.
I know that's a vision not people want to see, but anyway, I don't have to worry about someone in my house. It's like we can rent our cabin, Airbnb it constantly, but we don't want to.
Yeah. Well, you never know what kind of condition, all it takes is that one group of, like a bachelor party, man.
Rent it to have your kid use it one weekend. You'll never let anybody else use it again because my son had a freaking party at our cabin. Yeah. There's only a few of them, but I mean, we're finding even to this day, and he's 22 in the Army, and that was over like 5 years ago. I found a bottle cap behind the somewhere last week, a couple weekends ago, we're at the cabin. I'm like, take a picture to send to our son, tell him I'm still finding evidence. And how we really knew is because the vodka bottle froze.
Oh, I was like, vodka doesn't freeze.
Yeah.
I filled it with water. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, I'm not a liquor drinker, but yeah, I know that.
That shit does. Does. If it's in a cabinet, that's a little different. Yeah. But if it's in the freezer, doesn't work.
Yeah. Pop's gonna know when he takes a swig off that. Huh?
No, it's frozen.
It just tastes like dirty water.
It's frozen. Yeah. Well, they leave some in it so they can add some, but it's like, come on, kids. Yeah. I know you're kids, but there were snowboarders, and I told them, and I'm like, you're banned from the cabin forever.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds permanent from you, huh?
It is permanent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he'll never be down here to use it with his lovely wife, but sorry, you messed it up. You had a chance to be able to go up there constantly, have fun, but now you had to have that party because that's how kids are.
Yeah, I got to feel
we were all that way.
Oh yeah, if given a long leash, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was different back then compared to today, and so back then I was horrible. I mean, I had a good time in high school, but doesn't mean I want my kids to do what I did.
I can say any time that I left a place a mess, it was a hotel.
Well, good for you.
No one in my family had a cabin or a place to escape to. So.
No, we just said friends of ours would have certain houses. Their parents would be gone, and we got to do it over there. And the worst thing was one of them. It was like they had photos, that they've taken, and they're on the wall. Beautiful pictures, like from the side, you can see, like, yeah.
Oh, sounds like an Animal House episode, huh?
Yeah, we've had our moments, our year. Yeah. All right. Did we talk about anything important besides when you're a veteran? Hey, there's ways to buy things. Your first property should be some type of duplex, triplex, fourplex, because you can then have money left over when you want to go buy and get transferred to the next station and get that other house or whatever you're trying to do. It's like I told my son, don't sell this house that you just bought in Washington, whether or not you're going to stay here forever or not. Don't sell it because you're never going to get back at this price.
Now, say you get stationed in another place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Provided you have, say it's a fourplex, right? Provided you have all 4 units rented, then they're going to obviously count that rent towards as income to help you qualify for the next place.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You just can't, when you buy it, use the rents to help you qualify.
And then you'd have to occupy the residence full time for the first 12 months before you can make it a rental, unless there's extenuating circumstances.
Well, exactly. But yeah, according to any loan document that says that you're going to be in that house for 1 year. That's what the loan document says.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter for anybody, single family home or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if something happens, like say he gets like he has to go on a deployment and he's going to be gone for 2 years. They wouldn't expect you to keep your spouse there just because you said you're going to be on that contract. That's something to change. You didn't plan on going.
Mm-hmm.
And so say your spouse goes to live with her mom because she doesn't want to be alone for the next 22 months, kind of something that's typical what could happen.
Yeah.
Then there's no issue. Just keep track of what it is. But if you go in there with the intent, I'm buying this fourplex and I'm not going to live in any of the units and I'm buying with my VA loan, but I'm lying on there. That's a primary residence.
Yeah.
That's mortgage fraud. That's investigated by the FBI. And guess what? That's a federal offense.
Yeah.
Do you really that's something they would hit you with, not like they do to other people who, that rob people and steal from people and do other things. They're going to make an example of you because you're a tax paying person.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's a little negative, but yeah.
No. Well, and kind of to touch back on something you said in passing, man, if you're going on a long deployment, probably the best thing is for your spouse to go back home. And I tell you that from experience. Not that I was ever married, but I was in the Navy for 5 years, did 2 deployments and 3 workups. And maybe 1 out of 100 enlisted guys had a wife when they came home. So not to be negative, but send them back home.
Yeah.
Because it's very boring. And there's lots of, other service members that are looking out for lonely wives.
Is that what they're looking out for?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude. Oh, you go to the NCO club the day after everyone ships out for deployment and you see. I'm going to stop talking, man.
All right. We'll move on.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't want to get you in trouble.
Oh, not me, man.
No, I'm just saying we'll just move on.
Yeah.
People are going to start crying.
Not positive.
All right. So again, we're here for veterans. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you get into homes. We know what we're talking about. Just all we're trying to say is go with somebody local so you can trust, get referred to them. If you're here local, if you're close, if you're anywhere in California, we can take care of you.
Yeah.
So reach out to us. You can get a hold of me. I'm Ed Parcaut everywhere. Bobby, his phone number is 209-550-1087. Anything else, Bobby?
No, that's it, man. I appreciate your time.
No problem. Thank you for coming in today. All right. Make it a great day. And thanks for being here.